happy Fatwood Friday video for everybody out there. Looks like it's about to rain. We're gonna either have some fairly decent rain or a storm. So I was having a bit of a nana nap after work today. Heard the neighbour kick over his lawnmower. Looked outside, seen we're about to get rain. It's actually just starting to spit now, so I'm gonna have to hurry. I accidentally deleted a couple of my videos during the week. Don't know how that happened, but anyway, they were the ones that, when I was up in my little plot of land up there, where I started the bush stove and this little wood gas stove. So I just thought that I'd do my Fatwood Friday and this again because it kicked ass so hard. So just to show you what it is, it's just this little fold away little stove. That's the top little ring with the little spigots that it sits on. You put your little pot or fry pan, whatever you're going to use. That's like your little tinder catcher, and it sits down inside here, and it just sits under that, sits on top of it like that. So you put your tinder in here, and when you put this on top, or your light, you stuff this full of your tinder, your fat wood, whatever you're going to be burning, and it just sits down inside there. And this has got a double wall, this outside part here, and then it's got all these little ports, just kind of like a two-stroke barrel off a motorbike or whatever. What happens is when you light it, instead of the smoke coming up, the smoke gets drawn down with the draft, and then the smoke and all the wood gas goes down and then comes up the sides in between the two walls, and then exits the top at all these ports that run around the whole top of the little combustion chamber. And then this dome top here concentrates it all in the top there, and the original fire that's burning then lights up all the wood gas and the smoke and that, and you get a secondary burn. So it's a lot more efficient. And as you guys know, when you light your fatwood, there's all that black smoke. So we'll watch on here initially for about the first probably 40 seconds, you'll see the black smoke. Then once the process starts happening, you'll see it clear up, and the smoke will go away. It'll become a very efficient hot fire from the second burn, and then it should really sort of take off. So I better get moving since it is starting to rain. This is all pallet fatwood again. So it's not totally full, but this is just a quick little demonstration. I'm not cooking. These are just some shavings from when I was shaving my little batoning stick the other night. I thought that I may as well throw them in. And the good old Smith's tinder. ferro rod and my Cultifer's heavy duty knife. These are like 15 bucks. Awesome. High carbon steel. It's a, what would you call that, like a Scandi Vex sort of a grind. It's a Scandi, but then it's got a secondary, maybe I guess it's a saber grind really. It's just it does got a fairly low Scandi, but with a secondary bevel on there. The lathe tool steel that I have been using as a striker, it seems to chatter up my furrow rod quite significantly. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll try and get a couple of different angles to try and get a bit of light on there, but you may not be able to see it, but I think that's what's stopping me from getting my one and dones. So I'm just going to start on a new piece of the rod and throw it off my my knife. Here we go. So happy Fatwood Friday, everybody. I'll leave that burning in the background. And while that's burning, I'll just have a little chat about a couple of things. Firstly, I got my Tuff Lite, the cold steel Tuff Lite. Seems to be a beauty little, tiny little beauty little knife. I got this last night. It seems like the smoke is starting to dissipate now already. I think it is starting to work. It's just starting to work a little bit. Little Tuff Lite. So that's size comparison next to the Smith's little tinder box for all those people who have got one of these things. So you can see that it's not a particularly big thing, but it's got those two good finger choils there, that one rod on the blade. Here we go. I think it's starting to go now, the fire. You can see the little gas ports. Yeah, she's starting to go. It's like a Warncliffe sheep's foot sort of a blade, and when you choke up on it, you can really get your thumb right on the tip there. So I got this as hopefully a more comfortable sort of a carver than using the Moras and all that sort of stuff. It's got a fairly decent spine on it as well. So got this for some carving. I'll test that out this weekend if the weather holds up. I also ordered a cold steel Wild West Bowie last night. Paid a deposit on that. It's not in country at the moment. It's en route from the States or wherever it comes from. And I've also got a cold steel Fin Wolf coming as well. Now, some of you may know, Chuck and Steel would know, I've been waiting for a Tops Rakimo. I thought that would have arrived last Friday, and it's the following Friday. Still hasn't arrived. I rang the store. There's been a stuff up. It hasn't even left the store yet. Seems like one of the warehouse guys had stuffed it up, so he's going to put it in express post. So it might take another 9 days or something to get here, but fingers crossed that it gets here like mid next week. I've been waiting on this knife for too long now. And what else? The other thing was I was looking at another knife site today, a knife shop in Tasmania. I believe they're called Knife Supplies Australia, and I rang him and asked him if he had if he uses zip pay. Zip pay is like an afterpay sort of thing, something where you can buy and collect now, and then you pay it off over, you know, a period of time, kind of like a lay-by or an afterpay sort of a thing, or crediting card sort of a thing. Anyway, he told me that he did have Zip Pay, and then they sent him an email saying that they don't approve of the products that he sells, which 90% of the stuff he sells is kitchen knives and sharpening accessories and things like that, and they don't approve of the items that he's selling. So he's going, they're not allowing him to use their service anymore. And he also told me that DHL has also done the same thing, and they're not going to ship any of his products anymore because they don't approve of the type of merchandise that he sells. So I'm seeing this more and more. Obviously, guys in the shooting, gun, hunting community, we've been seeing it for, you know, close to 2 decades now, and it's just the thumb screws are tightening and tightening and tightening all the time. So I think it's time that we start fighting back, and we start naming these companies that don't like people like myself or like a lot of you guys. If we're into knives, we're into hunting, we're into outdoors, we're into fires and things like that, I bet you we're into that outdoorsy fishing, hunting sort of community. So as a community, we should stick together, start shaming these people and refusing their custom, you know, stuff them. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say in a nutshell. But anyway, guys, you might be able to hear it's definitely starting to rain now. This fire doesn't seem to be, with the black smoke on there, it doesn't seem to be burning as efficiently as the other day. So when I was up the local bushland though, we had nice and clean, straight out of the tree Fatwood. This is pallet Fatwood. It's probably old and I don't know, but that's very smoky compared to what happened the other day. Anyway, I'm going to get out of the rain and pack up my gear and catch us all later. Oh, by the way, I had a comment about my old intro being too loud, way too loud. I still don't really know what I'm doing, but I did have a look through the video for my little intro, and I did see that the volume was at 100%. I've brought it down to 58 to 60% now, so hopefully that sort of makes a difference for anyone who... And the thing is, I couldn't notice it on my devices. I don't use headphones or anything like that, and it didn't sound excessively loud to me. So anyway, if it's been too loud for you, sorry guys, and I've sort of hopefully addressed it. Leave a comment if it's okay. Thanks guys, see you later.